To begin my pre-trip inspection, I'm going to start in the front of the bus. Keys are in my pocket and I have my clipboard with me. I'm going to check all my lights. They are all secure to the bus. They are clean, not cracked or damaged, and the proper color. I'm checking to make sure that my bus is not leaning to one side or the other, and that there are no puddles underneath the bus that would indicate a leak. Starting on the driver's side under the hood, I'm going to inspect my radiator, reservoir, and hoses. They are all secure, not cracked, cut, or damaged. There's no leaks. Adequate fluid levels in the reservoir, and the cap is on tight. I would not remove the cap if the engine were hot. I have my engine oil. I would check by using the dipstick to make sure that there is adequate level of oil for the bus and my dipstick is secure. I have my power steering reservoir and hoses. They are secure to the bus, not cracked, damaged, or leaking. There is adequate fluid level in the reservoir and my cap is on tight. I have my power steering gearbox and steering linkage. They are all secure to the bus, not cracked or damaged. There's no leaks and there's no missing nuts, bolts, or cotter pins. My suspension, I have my shock absorber. It is secure to the bus, not cracked, damaged, or leaking. I have my leaf springs. They are secure to the bus, not cracked, shifted, bent, or broken. And my spring mounts and hangers are secure to the frame. There's no missing nuts or bolts, and they're not damaged. Moving on to my brakes, I have my brake hose. It is secure to the bus, not cracked or damaged, and I hear no signs of an air leak. I have my brake drum and my brake pads. I'm going to check my brake drum for any contaminants such as debris, oil, or grease. It's not cracked or damaged, and my brake pad and brake lining is not worn too thin. Moving on to my tire, I'm checking my tire tread to make sure that it is no less than 4/32 inch tread depth measured with a tire gauge. My tread is wearing evenly, not cupping to one side or the other. My sidewalls, there's no signs of dry rot or crack on them. My rims are not bent, damaged, or welded on. All my lug nuts are secure, not cracked or damaged. The studs are not broken or cracked. There's no rust because rust could indicate looseness. My valve stem and cap, there's no signs of an air leak. The cap is on tight. I would check my tire pressure with the tire pressure gauge to make sure it's at 105 psi per manufactured specifications. Now going to close the hood and latch it. And on the side of my bus, I'm going to start by checking all of my lights, my reflectors, my reflective tape, and my stop arm. They're all secure to the bus, not cracked, damaged, or missing. They are clean and the proper color. I have my traffic monitoring devices. They are secure to the bus, not cracked or damaged, and they are clean. I have my battery box. It is secure to the bus. There's no damage to it. My batteries are all secure with no corrosion. The cables are all secure and none of them are cut or damaged. We'll now go to the back of the bus. At the back of my bus, I'm going to check all my lights, my reflective tape, and my reflectors to make sure they are all secure, they are clean, and the proper color. I'm going to check my fuel tank and my DEF tank. They are all secure to the bus. The caps are on tight, and there's no leaks under each tank that would indicate a leak. Up here, I'm going to check the frame of my bus. It is secure. There's no broken welds, no cracks or damage. All the cross members are there. None are missing or damaged. And the floor of my bus has no damage and there's no holes in it. Going to check my service doors. They are secure. They move freely. There's no damage. The glass is clean, not cracked, damaged, or missing. My handrails are secure to the bus. There's no damage. And there's nothing on them that would snag a child's clothing. My step tread is not worn out, raised, or lifted. Nothing that could be a tripping hazard. I'm going to come inside the bus now. I'm going to turn my key on, check to make sure my ABS light came on and went off. And I'm going to start the bus. I'm going to get back up, press my door switch to normal to shut the door. Now I'm going to walk to the back of my bus, checking my seat backs and seat bottoms to make sure they are all secure to the bus. There's no cuts or tears in my seats that could be a fire hazard. At the very back, I'm going to open my emergency door to make sure it opens and closes properly, and the buzzer sounds when it's open. On my way back up, I would check all 4 of my emergency exit windows to make sure they open and close, and when they are open, the buzzer sounds. I would check both of my roof hatches to make sure they open and close, and when they open and close, the buzzer should sound. I'm going to come back and sit in my driver's seat and put my seatbelt on, turn my headlights and clearance lights on, and check my indicators on the dash. My high beams work, left turn signal, right turn signal, and hazard lights all work according to the indicators on the dash. My def indicator is working properly. I have 6 spare fuses in the panel to my left. Above me in my driver's compartment is my bodily fluid cleanup kit. It is fully stocked, sealed, and secure. I have my first aid kit, which contains my insurance and registration information. It is fully stocked, sealed, and secured. My 3 red warning triangles are all secure in that red box. My fire extinguisher is properly rated and charged with the dial in the green. I'm going to look and check my windshield. My windshield is secure. There's no cracks or damage to it. It's clean and there's no obstructions to my view. I'm checking my outside traffic monitoring devices to make sure they are properly adjusted to me, and my inside passenger monitoring devices to make sure they are clean and properly adjusted. Going to check my driver's heater and defroster. It works on all speeds. My horn works. My windshield wipers, the blades are not dry rotted or peeling. The arms are not bent or broken. They work on all speeds. And the washer fluid works. Coming over to my switches on my left, my amber warning lights work according to the indicator. I move my door switch to the middle, my amber indicator goes off, my red indicator comes on, my stop arm comes out, and the red lights on it are working. Put the switch all the way up. My door opens properly, and my stairwell light comes on. I put the switch all the way down, and everything turns back off. My strobe light, used in inclement weather, works on and off. My windshield defrost fan works on low and high. My left side defrost fan works on low and high. My step heater works on low and high. And my rear heater works on low and high. I'm now going to check my brakes. I'll start with my parking brake. I'll put my bus in drive. Take my foot off the service brake and the bus holds, showing my parking brake is working properly. I would now check my service brakes. To do that, I would drive forward at 5 miles an hour, apply the service brake, and make sure the bus stops and does not pull to one side or the other. I will now perform my air brake test. To start my air brake test, I need to be at 90 psi or below, so I'm going to fan off pressure to get there. I'm at approximately 90. With the engine running, I'm going to let air pressure build to make sure my air compressor governor cuts out between 120 and 140 psi. My air compressor governor has cut out. I'm going to turn the bus off, turn it back to run. I'm going to apply my service brake and push in my parking brake. I'm going to watch my gauges for 1 minute to make sure I lose no more than 3 psi in that 1 minute. My pressure is holding. I'm going to move on and check my low air pressure warning devices. They should activate at or before pressure reaches 55 psi. They have activated. I'm going to continue releasing pressure to 20 to 45 psi at when my parking brake should pop out. My parking brake has popped out, and I have completed my air brake test and my pre-trip inspection.